There is no question that we are in an insane Pokemon hype period right now, where every upcoming set seems like it's going to be better than the last. Whenever a new set gets released, we're already getting leaks for the upcoming sets. Like, we've already seen some leaks for the Black Bolt and White Flare cards, and Destined Rivals hasn't even come out. The hype period for new releases in Pokemon has gotten incredibly small. For example, when was the last time you saw a popular YouTube video about opening Journey Together or about Journey Together in general? It seems like everyone has already moved on and forgotten about this set, even though it is the most recent release in English Pokemon. When the hype period moves on and the scalpers and resellers are moving on to new things, that is where opportunities arise. My name is Jack, you're watching JBTCG, and today we're going to talk about when to buy Journey Together and Destined Rivals to get the best prices, and how to take advantage of the short attention span scalpers and resellers to actually make really good investments long term. First, let's talk about Journey Together, because I think there's a lot of opportunity to invest in this set. During the pre-release and the leak era before Journey Together was actually released, it had a lot of hype, and it was being called the next Gym Heroes set. As the set list was gradually leaked and eventually came out, it looked really great. Great artwork and really nice chase cards. Booster boxes were selling for upwards of $250 on release and the week after. Then, as leaks for Destined Rivals through Heatwave Arena came out, people kind of dropped Journey Together and forgot about it completely. For example, when we look at PokeRev's most recent videos, the last time he had Journey Together product in the thumbnail was on April 20th, almost 1 month ago. And that wasn't even him opening a main Journey Together product, that was him opening the Lily's Milk cartons. And with him being the most popular Pokemon opening and Pokemon YouTuber in general, we can see the hype is just absolutely gone for this set. The single cards in this set are also falling like rocks. The Clefairy is down from $300 to $160. The Salamence, which is, in my opinion, such a cool card, went from $160 post-release all the way down to $85. Now, at $85, I'm tempted to say that it is undervalued. It is a really cool artwork, and I'm a big fan of this card. But my general point is that the hype has completely moved on to the next thing, regardless of how good of a set Journey Together is. In the time since Journey Together's release, we've seen the hype jump to Destined Rivals, but then as the Glory of Team Rocket came out and people didn't really like the top chase card in the Giovanni's Mewtwo, and then people started calling it overrated and all this other stuff, now we got the leaks for the Black and White set and we got pre-orders for that on the Pokemon Center. Hype has completely moved over there because it has 156 art rare and special illustration rare cards. And right now, hype has moved back into the Sword and Shield era, and we're seeing those booster boxes skyrocket in price. Fusion Strike jumping almost $200 in price per booster box. Lost Origin jumping $100 in price. Brilliant Stars also $100, and all the other alt art sets just shooting up in price. Now, speaking of alt art sets, I want to take a look at Astral Radiance and the value of the booster box and the value of the cards inside the set. Right here, we can see that the booster box is $404. Incredibly expensive. Astral Radiance is a pretty solid set, but that is a really expensive modern booster box. Now, what are the top chase cards for this set looking like? Well, we have the Machamp V, the top chase, at $142. That's not that expensive. That's like a third of the price of a booster box here. Now, if we move on to the second top chase, it's the Starmie V, a great trainer gallery card worth around $90. Then from there, you have a Garchomp V at around $70, Origin Form Palkia at $66, great artwork here, really cool, and then an Origin Form Dialga at $50. When we compare this to Journey Together, we see that Journey Together has a higher top chase card in Lily's Clefairy at $160. Next, the top chase card is also $90, just like Astral Radiance in the Salamence EX. Then Zoroark is $85, followed by Iono's Bellybelt EX at $68. From there, you have a couple other cards that are in the $40 to $60 price range. You got Hopzacian, Volcanion EX, and then a bunch of cheaper illustration rares from there. Now, obviously, I know that Journey Together is a newer set, and these cards could fall in price as time goes on. But the reason I pulled up the example of Astral Radiance is that it's a comparable set to Journey Together, and the booster box is double as expensive. The only real difference is more time in the market. Smaller sets with lower price hits can still perform extremely well. And the thing that Journey Together has going for it that these other sets like Prismatic Evolutions and Evolving Skies don't is that no eyes are on Journey Together. You could build a big position in the set without much issue. Now what's also crazy is that this set has a lot more value in it than most of the other Scarlet and Violet sets. When you combine the value of the top 10 chase cards in Paradox Rift, it's valued at $337. The booster box price for Paradox Rift is right around $200. Now the value for the top 10 chase cards in Journey Together is $609. The booster box price there, under $200. And guess what? This booster box also comes with a stamped Ends Reshiram promo card. Not saying that it's worth a ton of money, but there is also some more value there. Now I'm not trying to say that Journey Together should be a $350 box right now, or should be a $400 box in a year or two. But what I'm saying is that it has a lot of upside potential for the future, especially at $200 a box. Now let's move on to the Pokemon Center ETBs for Journey Together, which I think the pricing on makes even less sense. Right now, these are valued at around $120 per Pokemon Center ETB. Stellar Crown's Pokemon Center ETB is worth $140, which is $20 more than Journey Together's. This is the same Stellar Crown with a top chase card valued at $60. The ETB we're talking about comes with Terapagos on the front and comes with a Noctowl promo card. This promo is worth around $45 raw and around $170 in a PSA 10. Journey Together's promo is Enzorua, which is also valued right around $40 to $45. Now in a PSA 10, this is much more expensive, around $400 to $600, but this is because it's a newer set, so not that many graded copies are in existence yet, and this will probably come down. I don't think we'll see it below $200, but it will definitely come down from the highs of $400 to $600. But regardless, this card has more demand than the Noctowl, as people are willing to pay $400 to $600 for this card in a 10. No one is paying that for the Noctowl promo. Secondly, this ETB has N and Zoroark on the front, which is such a cool combination, has great lore history, and looks amazing. When we compare it to the Terapagos on Stellar Crowns, I think it blows it out of the water. Now the reason that these ETBs are so cheap right now is because people are just trying to get them off their books. Lots of short-term people, scalpers, or resellers are just trying to make their money and move it into Destined Rivals where they can bot on Walmart or bot on Target, stand in lines at GameStop, and just make their money there. So they're willing to sell these for a bargain, and I will happily pick them up. I feel like a crazy person yelling that these ETBs have so much potential, kind of like how I was talking about Lost Origin and Fusion Strike's Pokemon Center ETBs back in the summer of 2024, where they were sitting on the Pokemon Center and sitting on eBay for the same price as the Pokemon Center. I actually bought a Lost Origins Pokemon Center ETB for I think $45 on eBay, which is less than MSRP on the Pokemon Center. I kept saying that they're limited and that they have great artwork and they're really unique and they're a great collector's piece long term, but I felt like no one was listening to me. Now if you did, congrats, because they're like 4.5 times more expensive than they were just 8-9 months ago. And I think these Journey Together Pokemon Center ETBs are a similar story. They're going to be a product that people just kind of ignored or put off buying because they're like, there's other big sets, there's Destined Rivals, there's the black and white set. I want to put my money there, I want to buy these cards, I want to buy all this. They're going to put off buying these Journey Together Pokemon Center ETBs and then eventually supply on eBay. The sellers, the resellers, and scalpers, they're going to offload their product eventually, it's going to change hands, and then it's going to slowly tick up in price. I'm not saying this will happen today, tomorrow, or even 3 to 4 months from now, but I wouldn't be surprised that 8, 9, 10 months down the line, we slowly see these trickle up to like 150, 160, and then we see them pop up in price. I think by the end of 2025, if these don't get a restock or re-release on the Pokemon Center, which would be unprecedented, I think these will be $170 to $180 at the end of 2025. Now I've spent this whole time talking about Journey Together, but guess what? This exact same concept can be applied to Destined Rivals and the sets following it. And we're already seeing the same thing happen. The crazy hype for this set has already kinda came and it's slowly subsiding. Now it'll spike again on release day. There'll be a bunch of YouTube videos opening Destined Rivals, the newest Pokemon product, all this stuff. But as we start seeing new leaks for the black and white set, and the upcoming Dragon set, and the upcoming Mega Evolution set, Destined Rivals will probably fall to the wayside a little bit. That is when we'll find some reasonable pricing and a great time to buy. I think Destined Rivals will be a great investment long term. It has such great depth, such great illustration rares, and really, really nice top chase cards with the Mewtwo, the Garchomp, Moltres. There's a lot of potential here. But what I wouldn't do is buy on the week of release. That is when these sets are the most hype. Gradually, the next month, 2 months, we'll see these boxes probably settle back down in price, and find a nice stabilizing point. That is when I will be building my position. I'm treating investing in modern Pokemon kind of like being a janitor. All the hype, all this commotion all happens, and then everyone leaves, and I clean up afterwards. Let me know if you agree with my sentiment in this video and what your plans are for investing going forward. And if you like Pokemon investing and Pokemon market content, I make videos for you. But that's all I got for today, so as always, thank you guys so much for watching and stay safe out there.